Hello everybody, we're gonna do a deck profile of Burning Abyss for the June 2019. So let's just get started right away. So first things first, 3 Skarm. I want to emphasize about Skarm for a little bit. The arguments for playing 2, I think the pros of playing 3 Skarm over 2 are just, in my opinion, way more important. The plussing with a grind game that Skarm gives you is more important than you every now and then drawing 2 of them and not be able to use both the effects. Unless you're doing some weird ratios, I think 3 Skarm should be the norm. Then 3 Farfa, playing 3 because this is more of a pure Burning Abyss. 2 Libic, I've always been a fan of 2 because sometimes if you can, in the past Cherubini didn't exist, so Libic was how you got to keep your place going. The Graf, Seer, Alec, Kalkav, Bar, and 1 Rubik. I know it's like a lot. This is a lot of Burning Abyss. I believe the count's 14. All different utilities. We are playing a couple of synchros. That's why we have the Rubik. 3 Rhino. Don't have the other super, so this is very standard. Standard stuff. The tour guide. Now, 3 Boots. 3 Cloak. 1 Gloves. You could, I don't have another one. I would like to play 2 of him and 2 of this, because drawing him plus an extender can actually make Beatrice into 5 blades. So that's something to consider. 3 Psychic Wheeler. It's really good when they ash or they do something to your tour guide and then you just special this and go off anyway. If you want to get a little technical about this, you should be playing 2 and one of the other one, the Psychic Tracker, I think it's called, because if you draw 2 of them, right, which is really rare that you draw 2 of the 3 off, it's really rare. Just because of aesthetics, we're playing 3 because they're shiny, but the correct thing would be to play 2 and 1. 3 Allure of Darkness. We are not playing Sekka's Light. We can't play Sekka's Light because we have to respect the Mystic Mind matchup, because that's like a complete loss. If you play in Sekka's Light against that deck, it's just you out and lose. There's nothing you can do, which is why we main Twin Twister. In my opinion, there's a lot of popularity with True Draco and a lot of different back row type of decks, and that's why I main it. If you don't want to do that, you could substitute them for Ash or something, a hand trap perhaps. 5 blades, 3 5 blades obviously. I'm playing 1 wings. I'm a fan of wings. I want, if I'm grinding against someone, I want the option to special with wings in extent making place. And then 3 Fire Lake. Fire Lake is really good. It's really easy to end on 2 Burning Abyss. Set this, a couple of 5 blades, and get a bunch of pluses. Fire Lake is just really. I might in the future. I might do a version of Burning Abyss, you know, like with Karma Cut and the other trap, the Gate of Burning Abyss, whatever it's called. But Fire Lake, again, because of Mystic Mind and back row decks, even Pendulum decks. If you know when, like going against Endymion or Pendulum Magicians, you pop their scales before they do their whole thing. Like, they just out or lose. So there's a lot of utility. You can grab it back with Dante. It's Fire Lake is really really interesting and fun. Now to the extra deck. 2 copies of Dante. Breaksword. Incredible card. For winning games you shouldn't win. Beatrice. And obviously standard. Brio. I think I'm also have here Virgil. My friends keep bugging me to play Virgil. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, you could cut this, put something else. It comes up sometimes. I think Brio just does the same thing, even better. But those are the things. If you want to play different level 6, you know, you more than welcome. More than welcome. On the Clock Taker, 2 Cherubinis. There's a new focus of the deck. Make Cherubini. Hopefully you this plus a Dante. You mail some things. You set a Fogblade or something. You set your Twin Twisters or your Fire Lakes. That's the new. That's what the direction that I want to take this deck forward. Phoenix, Bardiche, Borload, and Borsword. The thing about Burn Abyss is that against the meta right now, they're not gonna kill you. You know, like they're not. Let me put something you can look at. They're not gonna kill you if you right away against Thunder Dragons. I mean, the way I see that deck, it either goes off crazy, or it just kind of bricks and they make 1 Colossus. And you can kind of play around that, and when you go against decks like anything that's not Mystic Mine, there's ways to play around it, there's ways to go through it, and you can play the game. But against Mystic Mine, you have to. I think it's more important to main the Twin Twisters and back row interruption than to focus about a matchup like Thunder Dragons or Orcust, because those matchups are not that horrible for Burn Abyss. There's different things you can do. You can main kaijus, you can side kaijus. It's easier to fight those decks. But back row decks, that's a different story. For the side, you know, it's your own personal preference. Have the Ash. If you want to main the Ash, you can substitute either the Fire Lakes or the Twin Twisters, and I think that'll be totally fine. It's just at that point, I think it's preference. This deck, how it is, or if you want to take it an Orcust way, it'll be still fine. 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Diddy Crow. Now we have where is it? 3. Supposed to have 3 of these. I don't know where they went. Oh, 3 Pinkertops, and then to beat all the banish index, 3 Cups of Lancia. And that's for the side. You can change a couple things if you want. Play evenly matched Ghost Ogre or Sphere mode. That's totally fine. I think that all those matchups like Salamangreats, you can play around with Salamangreats. This deck goes pretty even with the majority of the meta, but it's really I'm really scared about Mystic Mine and decks like True Draco. Those are the type of things that we auto lose to. So I'd rather have a 50-50 scenario with the meta than, because like again, we could have Kaiju Slumber and Interrupted Kaiju Slumber and the Kaijus, and there's different versions, there's different things we can do. However, just keep that in mind that you will auto lose against back row decks.